Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. I am Sanmitra Bhomik and today I am going to teach you about KCL and KVL. This is a very basic topic from current electricity and we are going to learn how to apply KCL and how to apply KVL, and especially if you find difficulty in the application of KVL in circuits and especially the sign convention like when to take positive and when to take negative in case of current leaving or entering the node or anything like that, then please watch till the end because I am going to clear them in the subsequent slides. So let's begin. What is KCL? KCL is Kirchhoff's current law. KCL states that algebraic sum of all the currents entering or leaving a node is 0. So I can say that, let's look at this picture. Here I have a node A, and what is a node? First of all, there are four branches of the conductor, and the intersecting point of the branches is called node. That where I am showing the pointer, this is node and I am marking the node as A. Now current I1 is entering the node, current I2 is entering the node, current I3 is leaving the node, and current I4 is also leaving the node. Now let's see. Now according to KCL, what I can do here, according to KCL, see, algebraic sum of all the currents. So I will assume that entering is positive and leaving is negative. You can do the other, you can do the opposite also, then also the answer will be same. See, it is entering the current, so I will make it plus I1. I2 is also entering, so I will make it plus I2. Now I3 is leaving, so I can make it minus I3. Now I4 is also leaving, so I will make it minus I4. So that will be equal to 0. This is what KCL says. Now let's see why it is so. See, the main reason is that the fundamental principle behind KCL is the conservation of charge. Charge cannot be stored at any node when electric current flows. Charge cannot be stored at any node when electric current flows. Just see here. Suppose I have a branch here, I have another branch here, and this is the node. This is the node, and current I1 is flowing here, and current I2 is flowing in this branch. Let's say in this branch I1 is flowing, and in this branch I2 is flowing. Now what is I1? What is I? First of all, what is current? Current is the rate of change of rate of flow of charge, that is dq by dt. Now due to I1, due to current I1, what will happen? Charge will get stored here, charge will accumulate in this node, and what will happen? Let's say that is charge Q1. Due to current I1, charge Q1 is accumulating in the node. Due to current I2, what is happening? This charge is being taken out from the node. So let's assume that Q2 charge is being taken out from the node, and in this node I can say now the net charge is Q1 minus Q2. See, Q1 has entered and Q2 has been taken out, so net charge is Q1 minus Q2. Now in electrostatics, charge can be stored at a node, no doubt, but in case of current electricity, when there is an electric field inside the wire, a constant electric field, a constant potential, constant voltage source, constant voltage is applied. Say there is a voltage applied here, a constant potential difference is there between the wires. This charge cannot be static, this charge has to move, so charge cannot accumulate in a node. So I can say that Q1 minus Q2, that is that charge in the node, that is equal to 0. If I differentiate this with respect to time, then I can find I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So I1 is equal to I2. See, it is entering, I1 is entering, so plus, I2 is entering, so leaving, so minus. So I1 minus I2 is equal to 0, and that is exactly what KCL says. Okay, so QA is equal to Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3 minus Q4. dQA by dt is equal to dQ1 by dt plus dQ2 by dt minus dQ3 by dt minus dQ4 by dt. So dQA by dt, that is the charge stored in this node, that is 0 because it cannot accumulate. I already said the reason. So I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 is equal to 0. This is the exact explanation of KCL. And now let us solve a problem applying KCL. See, in this question, we have been given 3 branches of 2 ohm resistor, 1 ohm resistor and 3 ohm resistor respectively. This is A, this is B and this is C. And in this branch current is 2 ampere, in this branch current is 3 ampere, and in this branch current is IC. IC, the direction of IC is being shown outwards, leaving the node. Now tell me, what is the value of IC? Okay. Now let's apply KCL to find out the answer. See, this node, let's name it P. Now applying KCL at P. Now see, 2 ampere current is entering. Now let me take leaving as positive and entering as negative. Just to show you that sign convention, you can take anything and answer will come correct. Leaving as positive, let me say, let's take IC. IC is leaving, so I am taking plus IC. See, 3 ampere is leaving, so I am taking my plus 3 ampere. Plus 3. 2 ampere is entering, so I will take minus 2. That is equal to 0. So IC will be equal to minus 1 ampere. Now what does this minus sign represent? This signifies minus sign that it is shown in the question that IC is moving outward, but actually IC is moving downwards. That is, it is entering the node and the value of the current is 1 ampere. That is what the minus 1 ampere signifies. Okay. So here is the solution also in a neat manner. Now what is Kirchhoff's voltage law? Let's go by the definition, that is the algebraic sum of voltage along a closed loop is 0. Now I know it is very difficult to understand it from the definition, so we will do it with an example. Now the proof for Kirchhoff's voltage law is linked with the Maxwell-Faraday equation. That is the closed loop integral of E induced dot dl. L is the differential length, dl is the differential length, and that is equal to minus of d phi b by dt, where phi b is the flux due to magnetic field. Magnetic flux, the time differentiation of magnetic flux, the negative of that is equal to integration of E dot dl, but E is the induced electric field. So this is beyond the explanation of this is beyond the scope of this lecture, as we are only interested in the basic application of KCL and KVL. We will cover that in a later video. Okay. Now the sign convention. This is the topic where students struggle the most. If we traverse along the direction of current, we will subtract the voltage in a resistance. This is in a resistance, it is R. Here also it is in case of R. Let me explain this. Suppose I have a resistance. Suppose I have a resistance. Say the resistance value is 2 ohm. Just understand this very carefully. Suppose current flowing is 1 ampere. This red with this red color pen, I am showing the actual direction of current. The current flowing is 1 ampere. Now with this blue color ink, I am showing you the direction we are considering the loop. That means we are running the loop from left to right. We are running the loop from left to right like this. See, like this we are running the loop from the left side to the right side. Now current flows from higher voltage to lower voltage, I mean high potential to low potential. So let me assume this point as P, and let me assume this point as Q. So definitely Vp must be greater than Vq. That is only why current is flowing. So see, current is entering Vp and leaving Vq. We will put this as plus and this as minus. Why so? Because Vp is at a higher potential than Vq, and so we will write this as plus and this as minus. Now what we wrote, if we traverse along the direction of current, we will subtract the voltage. Now why so? Here our voltage, just see here our voltage is Vp, here our voltage is Vq. When we are moving from P to Q, see, in the direction of current P to Q, our voltage is decreasing because Vp is greater than Vq. There is a drop. So when we will write Vp, just look at this equation, Vp minus of this drop. What is this drop? This drop is I into R in Ohm's law. So 1 into 2. Vp minus 1 into 2, that is equal to Vq. This is what we mean by sign convention. So if we go along the current, it will be negative. We will subtract it. Now what will happen if we go against the current? See, we are going against means just we'll change the direction here. Here we will change the direction. Let's show it by orange. This is against the current. See, current is flowing from left to right, as we can see from the red ink, and it is going from right to left as we are going from as we are running the loop. So from Q to P it is going. Now you see one thing. Here also the point P will be at higher potential than point Q. Point P will be at higher potential than point Q because current is flowing from P to Q through a resistance. So this point Q, after getting some voltage, that is, we are reaching point P. That is why from when we are going from minus to plus, we are adding the voltage. See, against the direction of current, we will add the voltage, because against the direction of current we are moving to a higher voltage, because against the direction of current, because current is flowing from high to low. That is the simple thing. I hope this much is clear to everybody. Now if we move from negative to positive of a voltage source, we will add the voltage. This is a voltage source, this is negative, this is positive, and let's say this is 10 volt. Now this is point, say, P, this is point Q. Just see, from point P we are moving up, and there is an increment of 10 volt, because the battery or the voltage source, that is giving a constant potential difference of 10 volt. So from P to Q, I can say that when I am going up, so I am facing the battery from minus to plus, so there is an increment of 10 volt. So that is why we add the voltage. And when moving from positive to negative, we are going against the battery. So here it was 10 volt, and here it is exactly, we'll subtract 10 volt, because we are going against the battery, and this battery is giving or the cell is, or the voltage source is giving a potential difference of 10 volt, and we are going against it. So that is the thing. Now let's apply KCL in this circuit. This is a very simple circuit, and this will be the beginner, this will be for the absolute beginners. This is 10 volt, and there is a 3 ohm resistance, and there is a 2 ohm resistance. Now tell me one thing here, what will be the current flowing? We can easily say it with the help of Ohm's law. 3 plus 2, that is 5 ohm, and it is 10. So 10 by 3 plus 2 is 10 by 5, that is 2 ampere. It is 2 ampere. Now our 2 ampere current is flowing here, 2 ampere, and 2 ampere is flowing here. Now let's see in which direction we run the loop. Let's run the loop in this direction. Just follow the movement of my ink, green ink, like this. Now let's see here. Let me start from this point. From this point I am going up. So what can I write? I can write plus 10. I can write here plus 10. Now from this point to this point, I am going along the direction of current through a resistance. See, current is flowing from this point to this point. Definitely at this point it will be at higher potential plus than this point. So I am encountering a loss in potential. From this point I am encountering a loss in potential because I am going to a place where the potential is low because current is flowing towards that potential. You are moving from up the hill to down the hill. Water is flowing, or the river is flowing from a higher place to lower place, and you are moving along the river. So definitely you will lose height. That is the exact analogy I will be giving you to understand this situation. So 10 minus 3 into 2. 10 minus 3 into 2. Now again this is at a higher potential than this because current is flowing from this point to this point. Current is flowing from this point to this point. So I can write here that it is encountering a loss of 2 into 2, that is 4 volt. So minus 2 into 2. Now see this point to this point. There is no resistance, but current will flow because current was already flowing. So there will be no voltage drop. And again we are back at the same point. So in a closed loop, the algebraic sum is 0. And see, it is 0 or not. 10 minus 6 minus 4, that is 0. So according to the law also we are getting 0, and the calculation also gives us 0. So KVL is valid. I hope you have got an idea from that river analogy how to apply KVL. See here, the same thing I have done in a neat fashion. If you couldn't make out my handwriting from the screen, then you can see it here. Okay, now let's increase the complexity a little bit by adding a voltage source. This is a 20 volt voltage source. This is a 20 volt voltage source, and this is a 10 volt voltage source. There is 7 ohm and 3 ohm resistors. Now apply KVL to find the current. Apply KVL to find the current. Okay, let's assume the current direction to be like this. You can assume any direction. Only the thing, the answer will come negative. It's not that the answer will come wrong. So current is flowing like this here. So this one also. Here also the current is flowing like this. Here also the current is entering this one. And again it's coming back. Now what we can do is that we can apply KVL. How to apply KVL? See, I'm starting from here. I will be moving this direction, this, and right from here. I hope you understood. From this direction to I'm moving up, there will be a plus 20 volt because I am moving from the negative to the positive. I am moving from the negative, correction, it is negative to positive. I am moving from the negative to the positive. So there will be a direct jump of plus 20 volt because this is at a higher potential than this. So plus 20. I am starting from here, then plus 20. Then just see, current is flowing from left to right. So definitely this will be at a higher potential than my adjoining point, that is the across the resistor. So it will be a drop. So I can write, see, the river is flowing from left to right and I am going along the river. So definitely I will be losing height because the river the river flows from high to low surface, so it will be minus 7 into I. Minus 7 into I. Now again, here it is, I am going along the resistor, so I will be doing here directly this plus this minus. Minus 3 into I. Now look at here. From this point to this point, when I am going down, I am going against the battery. So I am going from plus to minus. So I am going from a point which is at higher to a point which is at lower potential. So minus 10, because I am encountering loss in voltage. Just imagine that you are a person who is traveling through the circuit. Then we will be able to write the equation very easily. 20 minus 7i minus 3i minus 10, that is 0. And here I have already done. Applying KVL in the ABCDA. I have already named it ABCDA. You can see it. So plus 20 minus 7i minus 3i minus 10 is equal to 0. I is equal to 1 ampere. I hope you have understood how to apply the KVL. Now let's solve a little bit more complicated problem. Now we cannot solve this problem directly by Ohm's law method, because it has multiple number of loops and nodes. So now let's see. See, here is a 6 volt voltage source, 3 ohm resistor, and a 2 ohm resistor and a 4 ohm voltage source, and in middle of that a branch of 1 ohm is being added, of resistance 1 ohm. Now we are given I1, I2 and I3, and we have to find out I1, I2 and I3. Now if you see carefully, this circuit has 2 loops. One is this side and other one is this side. Let's say this is loop 1 and let's say this is loop 2. Now for 2 loops we need to have 2 independent variables. That is, let's assume this is I1, or actually it is given this is I1 and the current through this is I2. Now if we apply KCL at this node, I1 is entering the node, so let's say plus I1. Let's take plus I1. I2 is entering the node, let's say plus I2. Now this I1 plus I2 will be equal to I3, which is leaving the node, because no charge will be stored at the node. So I can write that I3 is equal to I1 plus I2. So one variable is already found out in terms of 2 other variables. Now let's take 2 loops. In one loop we will be taking, in one loop we can take it like this, in this direction. This is, let's say, loop 1. Other loop we will take in this direction, loop 2. Now let's write the KVL equation. I am starting from here. I am going up, that is I am going up the voltage source. So from minus to plus I am going. So from minus to plus if I go, it will be, this is 0, I am starting from here. So plus 6 volt. Now we are going along the direction of current. So along the direction of current, what we can say, that is, we are moving down the river, we are moving along the river, and we are losing height, because the river is moving from a higher surface to a lower surface, a higher height to a lower height. So we are actually losing height. So we can write here minus 3 into I1. Okay. Now again we are moving from high to low. So from this point to this point. So minus I3 into 1, because again we are moving along I3. So from this point will be at a higher potential than this, so we can give plus minus here, we can give plus minus here. Now I think you are clear about the sign convention. If we go reverse, so we are going against the river. If we are going against the river, then what will happen is that if we are going against the river, we will be gaining height, because the river is flowing from high to low and we are going against it. So we are going to the point from where river is flowing. So we are going, at that time we will do plus, but here we will do minus. So algebraic sum, again we are moving to the same part, that is 0. So exactly we have done the same thing here. 6 minus 3i1 minus i3 is equal to 0. 6 minus 3i1 minus of i3 I have written as i1 plus i2, because at KCL at that point will give you i1 plus i2 is equal to i3. So after rearranging this, minus 3i1 minus i1, that is 4i1, minus i2, that is minus i2, we are taking the whole term this side, so 4i1 plus i2 is 6. Okay, now let's look at the second loop. I'm showing it blue. Let's start from here. We are going up, so we will get plus 4. So we'll get here plus 4. Now we are going from this side to this. We are going along the current. We are going along the current. So along the current, if we go, then what we will get? We will get here minus 2 into i2, because we are going from high to low. This is at a higher potential, plus this is at a lower potential, minus, so high to low. Now again, see this here. We are going from up to down, so from along the current. So again, we will get 1 into i3. We have already discussed this. From here to here, there is no resistance, so no drop, so it will become 0. So I have already written here 4 minus 2i2 minus i3 is equal to 0. So 4 minus 2i2, say i3 is i1 plus i2. i1 plus 3i2 is equal to 4. Now we have two equations for the two independent variables. We can solve them, and I have already solved these two equations. You can solve by any method. The answer is i1 is equal to 14 by 11 ampere. I2 is equal to, what I got here is that 10 by 11 ampere. And what will be I3? I3 will be 14 plus 10, that is 24 by 11. 24 by 11 ampere. So I think that downhill and uphill analogy of a river, by following that you can easily solve the circuits. So the sign convention might be clear to you. Now it is your job to solve problems from KCL, from any standard book, KCL and KVL, and understand the sign convention better, because the more you practice, the more you will be able to grasp the concepts. Okay, we have a question to the viewers. See, we have a circuit here, or a part of a circuit. We have a part of a circuit. This is A, the point, node A, the point A. There is a resistance, there is a voltage of V, or 10 volt, and there is a point B. The battery is charged with a charging current of 2 ampere. Find the potential at A. We have to find the potential here if the potential of B is taken as 3 volt. So this potential we have taken as 3 volt, then find the voltage here, or the potential at A. Now I will expect you to solve this on your own and write the answer in the comment section. So thank you, and if you like our content, then please share this video and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.